What is going to come out of that?
Yes, sir.
Chairperson, if it is so, can we just maybe confirm from the mayor whether council was informed about this arbitration with the CFO? Because we hear about the processes that was followed, and yes, was council informed of this?
That's your last question.
That would be my last question. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor.
Thank you, Chair. The council didn't know about the declaration made by the CFO. And even I request the audio after receiving a letter from the MEC, because I said that I'm not sitting in the interview. I requested that each and every proceeding must be recorded. Even in that recording that I can forward it, there's no at stage whereby the CFO did a declaration. And even when the report of the vetting and screening, as the MEC wrote in the letter, it was said that the process of interview took place before the final report of the vetting and screening.
All right, let's close your question. We've dealt with the issue of the pumps. What was the one that was outstanding?
The Lavish holiday, Mr. Chair. How does the
whose
cash
holiday?
the question?
Whose holiday?
There was a question that how can a cash-strapped municipality afford a mayor to take a PA and 4 of her officials with her to a fancy, lavish holiday in KZN within municipal vehicles and most likely funded by the municipal account?
So the question should be who funded it?
Who funded it?
We mustn't throw the assumption. We must actually ask the question.
Who funded it?
So the question goes to the mayor.
Yes.
Okay. Let's be specific, because we need to be specific on what is it that we know and what we're asking.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate it.
That's fine. Mayor, the holiday.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I must say I saw that on the social media, but however, it was on the 3rd of December, of which everyone who's working got the plans.
We don't go that route.
Okay. No one has funded the Lavish trip. It was not funded by the municipality. It was not being used, the resource of the municipality used for that.
You didn't use the municipal funds to take the holiday?
Yes, Chairperson.
You just used the cars?
No, Chairperson.
You didn't use the cars?
No, Chairperson.
All right. Now, you're done with your question. Thank you. Okay, honorable members. Not like that. Let's come back this side. Honorable, let's start with Mkaribi.
Okay, Chair, is on a different matter, ne? Can I ask a question?
Anything, I want us to close this discussion.
All right. Leadership of Macedoniana, can you clarify the issue of interdict court order against the Community Trust of Macedonian?
Community?
Trust. Yeah. Macedonian Community Development Agency. There's an interdict against them.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think Mayor made reference yesterday to groupings that would come and disturb or do work stoppages at municipal area. And that therefore, even previously before we came, there was that interdict in place. And what has happened recently, that development agency had disrupted the operations of the municipality. Amongst others, we had gone on tender and we called a briefing on PPE. They came to disrupt that. We even called the police, but that could not happen. So, and after that, there were also marches to the building until we decided to do court interdict against those. Yes, indeed, it was also in our favor. I think it happened yesterday or the day before. Thank you, Chair.
Kupega.
Thank you, Chair, and greetings to the House, and greetings to the team from Masalonyan. Chair, I just want to know, are we as a committee sitting here not going to look into or speak about all of the allegations that the mayor has just made against the MM?
We don't answer questions. We don't answer questions. You either ask a question to Masalonyana or you make a suggestion.
Okay, I'll ask a question, Chair.
Ask the question.
MM, there's allegations that you did a whole host of things here by the municipal manager. There's allegations of you opening up new bank accounts without speaking to the council. You bought cars at an auction without speaking to the council. You blocked the water supply in protest against the mayor to protect the CFO. There's vehicles that were attached by a contractor. Because
I think the list.
To the list that she spoke about,
that
could you
list,
speak
yeah.
to that list and take us into confidence about what happened there? Thank you, Chair.
Was there another hand? Please.
Thank you, Chairperson. A car tracker that's installed in the municipal vehicle, the grey Fortuner, revealed later that that number plate, that grey silver double cab Fortuner, did travel to KZN over that period. That was the car tracker that did that. It's not me, it's here. And also indicating in the same that you were even late for a council sitting, Madam Mayor, because you were still coming from this little holiday. I know you said the municipality did not pay for the holiday. I want to find out if you paid for the holiday or if there was a funder, because that is also could be problematic. Brown envelopes are real. Thank you.
Okay. The mayor has said she didn't use the municipal vehicle. And the media report says there was a tracker that indicated that that vehicle had been to KwaZulu-Natal. And did you have another funder? Was there a private funder to your trip?
Chairperson, I've never used a grey Fortuner to KZN on that day, on that week. And also, we have pumped out our money with the employee. That was the trip that was long being organized. We pump our own money, we donate our own money to book there.
Okay. We can take it further if there's other additional information. Let's come back to MM. List of issues raised by the mayor.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Try and be specific, because I'm going to keep interrupting you if you go too wide.
Chairperson, thanks for the opportunity. One, on the issue of a bank, as you know, through MFMA, we have one primary account. We have one with ABSA, and then we also have a secondary account, which is for investment, which also we disclosed in our AFS. So, and all this matters, I think we have council resolution to support. On the issue of a strike, yes, indeed, there was a strike that took place, and the demands of workers were saying that the mayor must leave. And it's an area that we did not get into, and we have had meetings with Labour, wherein, as the mayor says, we informed them that the strike it's illegal, that they should stop. On the issue of 23, 24, the letter that the mayor is referring to, we also have a report where we responded. When the question was asked, what is it that is going to cause a delay? We provided a detailed response, and that letter is also in our report. And it had gone to council, therefore there's a council resolution that is supporting that. On the issue of MM...
Sorry, what delay was that?
It's around the delay of submission of AFS.
Okay.
And then I'm saying we have responded to that. It's also in our package as a response. On the MM testifying against or in the trial of disciplinary hearing of a CFO, as you correctly asked me, the duration where I was in Masulanyana at Mafube, I left in 2020, as I've mentioned. And then around the period when he was going to CCMA or being charged, I was not in Mafube at that time. But I was called in as a witness to verify certain issues when I was there at the time. So there is we have provided, as you instructed yesterday, Chair, all the documents that are relating to CFO matter, In those bundles, there'll also be a transcript that relates to that case. And then also to Honorable Klute, when it was requesting issues around whether council was informed, all that information is requested, Chair. It's at the disposal of the Secretary of the committee.
Just a second. So you were asked to come and give evidence in his case at the municipality or at the CCMA?
That's correct, Chair.
Which one?
It's at...
Who called you? Was it the Mafube or was it the CCMA?
It was, I think I was called by his lawyers to testify around issues that he was being charged in because I was the accounting officer at the time. And then I just stated facts as they are.
Just so that I can understand, you had been an administrator in Mafube and left.
That's correct, Chair.
After you left, then CFO was employed.
That's correct, Chair.
And when...
No, sir. The CFO got employed in Mafube whilst I was the municipal manager.
Now, your dates don't match. Your dates don't match. You said to me you were in Mafube as administrator in 2017. You were an MM from 2018 to 2020. Then the CFO was in Mafube. Let me see. Just check my dates here because CFO left February 2022. By which time you were not around, but he says it started working there in the let me see. Did you say 1st of March 2020? CFO, just confirm your date again.
Chairperson, yes, I think it was on the 1st of March, I think 2018, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Around that, but it was the 1st of March.
No, you didn't say 2018.
Yes. I said...
No, you said 2020.
2020. Yeah, I made a mistake. It's 2018. 1st of March.
I actually don't think it's going to help us to ask you these questions further because the reason why I wanted to understand is coming out now afterwards that you were actually there at the same time. And in the dates you gave, you separated the dates. So you were there from 1st of March 2020, okay? And then you were terminated 2022, okay? The CFO, the MM was there up until 20. In fact, you were a month apart from the dates you gave. You came in a month after he had left on this thing. Now, you didn't correct it. MM, don't jump. You didn't correct his dates. Don't jump. Now, from where we sit, your dates as administrator, 2017. Your dates as MM is 2018 to 2020, February. His dates, you left February. His dates were, he came in 1st of March, 2020. Just missed you by a month. That is the date he gave me. Yeah, we can go on record and check. Now, for you to be called to give evidence in his case would be very strange if these were the dates. Now you've given us a better date. Let's explain why you were asked. And from what you're saying, what is missing is how long had he been in Mafube before you left? That's a question you can answer. Yes, you were asked to come and give evidence in his case by his lawyers because you are the expert on the municipality. Presumably you knew how well he worked and all of that. You only knew that because you worked with him for some time, and I want to know how long that was.
Thank you, Chairperson. I confirm the days that I gave you in terms of my presence in Mafube.
Okay.
And I also know that the date of March 2020, it can't be true, it can't be the case. It's either he was appointed in March 2018 or March 2019. But the record that I've provided will clarify that.
But certainly you must have known him for at least a year before you left.
It could have been a year or two, Chairperson, yes.
So he's actually just lied to us. He has just lied to us. You can't give us a fine date of the 1st of March It's a very fine date. If you say to me 2018, 2019, it's a very vague date, but it's correct. Because you don't have the recollection. Once you know the first day of March, you've thought about it, you have checked it, you've considered it. So you're giving us a date with a purpose. And the purpose is to mislead us. But that's not the question I'm asking you. I'm only just saying you are now giving us better sense of what we've been trying to find and he's been hiding. So you knew each other before, you worked with him. What evidence did you give about him?
Chairperson, it was in respect of charges. I can't remember all of them, but they're in the document that I've provided. But one of them related to the issue of a bank account that was opened. Then my testimony was around that. Then I provided that information.
And the information was?
The information was, he was charged that you did not inform council or you did not do your responsibility in terms of advising on opening of council. What happened around that area, there was an attachment on the primary account, and I asked advice from Mr. Hatton telephonically that this is the situation. He advised me that I should write a letter to him, and I must copy Mr. TV Pillay and also provide the same to provincial treasury in the Free State. And then I did that, and then the letter got dispatched. So his charge was, you have not advised properly and all that. And then my input was that I did that. And then the only
so he was accused of opening an account without reporting to council. Is that it?
Along those lines.
Along those lines.
Yeah.
And your evidence was actually you as MM did that on his behalf.
My issue,
in other words, it was reported.
Yes, my issue is that as the accounting officer, I took the initiative. I spoke to Mr. Hatton, and then a letter
to report this account.
That's correct.
So in other words, he is accused of opening an account without authority. You are saying you actually took the initiative to report that he's just opened an account as the MM. That's more or less the kind of issue.
That's more or less, but like I say, I can refer to the document that I've provided.
Don't worry about the documents because you're going to give that to us. What I wanted to get is just a flow of the discussion. You see, what's happened here, he gets dismissed. He's dismissed because of misconduct. And amongst the issues he was accused of misconduct on, he opened an account without authority. That is what then you are called to say, but this guy, who is a CFO, who you left here, he actually opened an account without informing the authority. Listen, there's no raising of hand. When you have to answer, you will answer. You'll be pointed whether your hand is up or down. So you will answer. Don't worry about your hand because we don't need it. We just need you to answer when it's your turn. You will have that. I just want us to clear one issue. You are saying you knew him for about a year, from 2018 to 2020. You knew him, maybe 2018, maybe 2019, but more than a year. You know about the account that he opened and he was charged for opening without authority. You actually had to be called by his lawyers to come and stand in for him to secure his evidence to the fact that he cannot be charged for an account that he opened without authority because you, rightfully so, as the MM, were the one who actually did the notification. So he must be released from that accusation because you actually did the reporting. So effectively, you did the report that he's accused of not doing. That's more or less the flow of this thing.
More or less the same, Chair, except I want to say the charge related to the account, but as to the right wording, I would not be sure, but my account was to say that I, as the accounting officer, took the initiative. So it could be that the allegation was that you did not advise the accounting officer in relation to that. But it will be clear in the transcript.
No, that's fine. So the long and short of it, you knew him for more than a year, and it's just so to us, he actually didn't meet you there in terms of the dates. His dates were, he didn't meet you there, you were a month gone, and he came in after. That's the date he gave us. Here, everybody had. Okay? Now, let's move on then. Now, the question which you were being accused, the issues that are being raised by the mayor about you, just finish off those issues, because that's the list that the mayor has given us.
Thank you, Chairperson. There was next one around issues of absorption of staff that Mayor says did not know of. What has been happening there, Chairperson? We have had EPWP employees who are in the main doing service delivery work, and work that our own employees were either not doing or there were not enough personnel to do that. Therefore, there was an advert in relation to having to advertise, and in the main, we absorbed 92, 93 or so of those employees. And in the main, they were relating to service delivery issues. And then when the mayor queried, look, I'm hearing that there's this employment and all that, and I said, Mayor, though that it's an operational matter, I'll give a detailed response in relation to that. It will go through your EXCO and council must express. We've got a council resolution in respect of that, a very detailed report. On the issue of a certain Tumelo who has been appointed on a contractual basis, that's correct. But before that happened, I had discussions with the mayor that, Mayor, as you know that our audit opinion has not been okay, we need to beef up, the gap that I see in the BTO. One amongst them, we must get somebody who has knowledge around AFS and all that. This is a same Tumelo. Mayor even said, when you do this, you must also consider someone who we mentioned the name and all that, and then, but the process went through the right channels. On the issue of the consultant that helped us on IDP, I mentioned yesterday, Chair, that we have had issues in terms of reporting on performance and all that. And I did not get joy from my own unit, and that's why it was put in the AGSA. Therefore, I needed somebody to be able to help us to deal with issues of SDBIP and also make sure that we've got measures, KPIs that are related to that. It's an operational matter. We advertised, and then the service provider, even when he was assisted, it was at the Bosberat where all councillors were there, and that report was adopted by council. We've got a council resolution in relation to that. The issue of attachments, we've got a register on litigation, and which we found to be very long, to the tune of 160 million, excluding the main creditors that I spoke about yesterday. We have been able to make arrangements, because initially there were arrangements that were made that were too steep, made by somebody who was acting as the CFO without the council resolution. We stopped that around January. Therefore, from time to time, we do have service providers who are attaching the bank account. Then we have to negotiate with them because of agreements that were made that were too steep. So it's an operational matter in terms of how do we defend ourselves, and if they've also taken some scrap that we don't utilize and charge us 1.7 million to fetch those, we said it does not make sense. So that's an operational matter, but we have reported it to council. DC board, as I said, we are utilizing DC board of the district. It's only on the 31st that we'll be doing our own. Therefore, they had DC board of the district, they had recommended that acting MM must be charged, who was the technical director at the time. This council, when I came there, this individual was 16 months on suspension, council without doing anything about it. It's only when we received that we took the individual to disciplinary hearing until council expressed itself in terms of what it did for that. It's a council resolution as well. On the issue of, Mayor mentioned 2 opinions and what have you. Those 2 opinions were relating to how we should deal with the issue of the CFO. We have provided that bundle of those legal opinions that they will be there. That's more or less, unless I missed something.
Fleet.
Or the last one.
There are 2 issues about the fleet. I think the honourable member said no one has seen the fleet. So the mayor says that there's some fleet that was taken by a service provider, and that service provider sold the thing, but you said no, the fleet is still there. And when there was a problem in, what did you call it, where was the problem with the sewer, where they couldn't get the fleet to go and deal with the issue?
They're not related. Not related. They're not related, Mr. Chair.
Oh, they're not related?
No.
Okay.
Not related.
All right, then let us just hear about the fleet. you bought and nobody knew about it, and then the other fleet was taken by someone else?
Through you, Chairperson, I've covered it in a broad way, but if I can get your indulgence to have the CFO take into that. The last one was the issue of the car that the mayor used to Durban. It's not true that there was no financial implications, because the mayor has a petrol card and that was utilized. And then we have evidence in that regard.
What about the car? Was it a municipal car?
In fact, I was asked a question. I can't remember whether it was HOD or MEC, because the mayor was supposed to attend local government summit. The mayor said to me she'll be in Windbeck. The mayor also spoke to a person that I know at the legislature when he was required to attend a certain meeting. The mayor mentioned to that person that she's attending her uncle's funeral, because that individual called me to say, "Where is your mayor?" And I said, "But my mayor is at Windbeck." Then that's when I got to know through social media where they're taking pictures of that particular car, where the mayor was, and also some of the staff that I'm not aware whether they took a leave from work. Then there was a request from provincial whether indeed that car was a municipal car. Yes, it was. It was a Fortuner. And yes, the mayor has a petrol card, and then we have evidence to show that she utilized petrol, which was paid by the municipality.
Okay, but you still haven't clarified. Did she go to the holiday with a municipal car? Yes, the card I know now.
The car is yes, Chairperson. The answer is yes.
Okay, so the mayor went to a holiday using a municipal car and a municipal petrol card.
The issue of holiday, I don't know, but I know that the car, even from the shots on social media...
No, let's leave the social media, because, you see, if I take your photo here and say we were together in Durban, it doesn't show you well. I just want to know if when the car the mayor used was the municipal car, because if you're going to match, there must be some way, if you're going to match the car and the presence of the mayor. So I'm just, if you don't know, you don't know. I'm just asking what you know.
What I know, Chairperson, is that the car was utilized for a trip to KZN, and that car is the car that it belongs to the municipality, and also the petrol card belongs to the municipality. It was utilized for that purpose.
Okay, let's leave this issue. Let's no. Wait, let me just say, because I wanted us to get the MECs to come into this issue. So I want us to try and exhaust the issues. All right?
Chairperson, Car Tracker does have an option for you to get documents. So if we can get the documents maybe around that time, thank you.
No, that's fine. That's kind of logical. Because the reason why I'm asking is because when the thing gets investigated, we must know what was said here. Please.
Chair, I would just like to solicit, when things like this happen and allegations are thrown around, I want to know, was there any disciplinary process instituted to either, find whether the mayor was guilty or not of all of these allegations? Because the mayor is still here. We have all this information that is coming to us. Was there at all any disciplinary process instituted by the council, so that we could clear this matter and not all of it hanging in the air?
Just one answer, yes or no. Was any action taken in relation to the use of the card?
No, Chairperson.
Thank you. Direko.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings, colleagues. Chair, mine is just one question that I want the municipality to take us along on the charges that led to the dismissal of the CFO. And secondly, the MM, when he was presenting, he indicated that the CFO had disclosed when he was applying for the job. So, and yet he was shortlisted while he had already disclosed on that. So how did it happen, and what was the role of the HR in the process? And the view of HR on this matter. Thank you.
By the way, MM, you headed the panel that was interviewing the CFO.
Yes, Chairperson.
You are not conflicted?
I don't think so, Chairperson. The reason is you disclose when it's your spouse, when it's your family member. The CFO is none of those. But despite that, the CFO in the application form, there's a specific question as to have you gone through disciplinary process from previous municipality or not? And then he responded and said that yes, I had some charges, blah, 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 you know. That's what he said. That's what is on record. And I think we might also be having a record of all those deliberations.
Okay, so you are the MM. So you are the former colleague from Mafube. You were one of the main witnesses that actually saved him, that was trying to save him from the previous charge. You were aware that he was charged. He's not your friend, he's not your relative, but you've got all these issues. Do you really now, looking at it, should you have really sat in that interview?
Chairperson, if I can just ask your indulgence.
Proceed.
Yes, Chair. I've been plus minus 25 years in local government at the level where I am of an executive. I've worked mostly in Free State for Mangawu, Mafube and all that. I've also been an administrator elsewhere. I almost know most of managers in local government. So every time there would be interviews, I would even say, even though I am not related to this, but the panel know that I know John, I know Mary, and all that. Meaning that the measure should be that I must disclose if there's a person who's my relative or friend or family, whatever. But above that, and it's on record, I would declare that I know Jabu, I know Mary. And then panel members are there. Our panel consists of councillors, also MM from another municipality, and even opposition. And in all cases, they would say, no, it's fine, chairperson of the panel. So that's why I wanted just to give that context. And Magwai, it's any of them that are even said in gesture that, yes, I know this chap. Panel, is there a problem? They said no. So the issue, even when it was debated in council, I said, council, you must even ask your panel members that you send there. You don't individualize it as if it's an MM's problem.
Okay, Klote, was it Klote or was it... Okay, you do both. Let's start with you, Chifu.
No, mine.
Make it short.
Yes.
Ow. When you came late, you're not going to ask questions. No, you came late. All right, wait. Let's do this. I just want us to close now. I see.
Yes, I wanted...
No, wait.
I wanted, Chairperson, when the MECs respond, must touch on this issue of whether departments have checked the relationship between this long period of government intervention in the municipality and this long period of disclaimers of this municipality. If it has not been done, I would request the government to look at that. Thanks.
Klote?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just that question earlier I asked. So Council resolved that the whips, together with the municipal manager, would arrange a meeting with the MEC concerning the matter of the CFO. Did that meeting, together with the whips, ever take place, or did the MM go alone to the MEC's office? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The council resolution, when it was...
Sorry, so just wait a little bit. Let's take the last, so we just close the question. Listen, are we going to ever get out of this, Macedonia? No, but when you want, you raise your hand too. Yeah. No, okay. You're